Hi, I'm Kendall. Welcome to my inside because it's raining outside and I'm not in the greenhouse because it's cold. I wanted to do a quick update video about just what I'm up to and what I've been doing. You'll notice that I've been publishing a bunch of videos from my trip, so I thought I'd come on here and talk about that really quick. And many of you are new to my channel or finding me through my seed snail videos, and I have some more of those videos planned. So let me just run through a list that I made of things I want to update you about. So first of all, I went to England and Scotland at the end of August. And I had a new Osmo 3 camera that I was using for that trip, which was great because it was much more lightweight and easy to use. And so you've seen a few of those videos up so far, walking through the greenhouse at Wisley, and I have a bunch more that I've created. If you're curious where I went, I started at Great Dixter, and then I went to Sissinghurst, and then I went to Gravetie Manor. Then I went to RHS Wisley, which is what you've seen a few videos of so far. And then I went to Beth Chatto's garden. So those were the main England gardens. And then I also went to Scotland with some friends and I took a couple small videos. So you might see those pop up here and there too. And then from Scotland, I flew to New York and I met up with April from Resprout. And we went to the Planting Fields Arboretum. And we went to Brooklyn Botanical Gardens to get some video. So hopefully I will publish a few of those videos too, but I'm trying to get through the ones in England first. So I don't know if you're here for tour videos or not, but thanks for sticking around. That was a really fun trip. I learned a lot about gardening and I'm excited to share those videos with you. Next up, I have been working on a gardening wiki website. I have a struggle, I guess, a little bit on this channel knowing what to talk about because gardening is such a big world and there's a lot of other people talking about gardening already. And I'm trying to really focus on what are my strengths, what can I bring to this sort of YouTube education world to contribute the best that I can. So I decided to try to categorize a bunch of gardening topics and figure out what already exists so that I can better find the gaps and what videos haven't been created yet. And so I am working on a public wiki. It's obviously a work in progress, but I will put a link to that below if you want to just spy on the wiki while I'm working on it. It's probably going to be a little chaotic and messy, but it's already a great tool for me to think about. Oh, there's a ton of information on, I don't know, propagating tomatoes or something like that, but there isn't a lot of information on things like seed snails, obviously, or other maybe seed starting techniques that I could focus on for people who want to dig into those more specific topics. So I'm working on that wiki. It does take a lot of my time, but I enjoy it because I enjoy research, and that's basically what that is. My computer went to sleep. All right. So that wiki is going to help me figure out what exists. And I'm not just focusing on my time making videos that already are out there and aren't contributing in any way. I've also been spending a lot of time with the training committee at the Master Gardener program that I'm part of. There's a new class starting with the Green School. You might have seen my video earlier about the new Green School that Washington State has put out. We had some trouble historically getting people in the Master Gardener training program who really just wanted some sort of certification or training, and they didn't want to be Master Gardener volunteers. So WSU created a track where you can just do the Green School part and get a certificate, and you don't necessarily have to sign up for the Master Gardener piece, which is the volunteer piece. And that way, all the people we have signed up for the volunteer track are actually interested in working with the public and volunteering, and not just interested in the education piece. So this is the first year for that. We're a couple weeks in. I think it's going well, and we had a project fair last weekend, and I did a presentation on the new garden capstone project. So that's been taking up some of my time, but it's super enjoyable because I love curriculum development and education and gardening. So that's right up my alley. So I've been working on that. And then I've also been this is my first year joining my local gardening club, and my club maintains or helps to maintain a public native plant garden here. And they've asked me to help with some seed starting for that. So I'm looking forward to showing you how I cold stratify and grow some native seeds for my area, because it can be a little bit more complicated or labor intensive to start native seeds than other more common annual and perennial seeds. So garden club and native garden, I've been working on that too. And then of course there's a bunch of work in the garden in the fall here, trying to put it to bed. And I need to switch the greenhouse into cold weather mode. I've got my heaters staged right outside here on the ping pong table, ready to go out into the greenhouse. So I'm going to try to film that for you because it's always fun to see a transformation video of the greenhouse going from summer tomato, cucumber, whatever mode into fall, cozy, sit out there, maybe do some seed starting, or just enjoy the greenhouse mode. So I'm going to work on that. And there's a bunch of other little projects like cleaning up hanging baskets and things that aren't going to be out for the winter. I've also been doing some hosting. My son started 6th grade this year, and we live a couple blocks from school. So we've been having some of his friends and their families over, which if you've ever hosted large groups of people is a lot of work. So I'm getting kind of used to that. I've always lived in a small house before I moved into this one, which is big. And it's nice that it's set up for hosting, but also that's a lot of adjustment for me to get used to having people here and predicting their needs and things like that. So I've been learning how to do that. And then you'll probably hear about in some of my videos from England how I injured my ankle about a week before I left, kind of twisted or sprained. I don't really know what to call it. So I've been dealing with that. It's doing a lot better. And then I've got all sorts of other things going on with perimenopause. I got this perioral dermatitis on my face, which makes it super fun to create videos. Now while I'm trying to figure that out. And then I have chronic migraines. Some of you know that already. And I got a haircut, obviously, partially because my hair was heavy and I was having so many headaches. So just dealing with that. And I got a new visible band that keeps track of my heart rate, because that's just part of tracking my energy and tracking my health. So if you have any experience with any of those health bands, let me know. I'm not loving the app for Visible, so maybe I'll try something else like Whoop. But just trying to get more data about my health and my heart rate and things like that. And then the best news of all is that my Frenchies are starting to get along. You've seen the new white Frenchie Pua in some of the videos, and it has taken months to get our original Frenchie Luke used to having a brother, and for Pua to calm down enough for them to get along. So they still fight maybe like once a week, but man, they could barely be around each other at first. So we're excited that they're finally getting along, and it's a more peaceful place to be around here now. Although you can never fully have peace with Frenchies. They're both pretty sleepy and cuddly dogs, so that's super nice. That's the end of my list of things I wanted to update you on. Let me know in the comments if there are things you want to hear about. I just looked at my analytics for this channel, and lots of people are interested in my seed starting content, which honestly, that's kind of awesome to me because I love seed starting and we're going into seed starting season here. So I've been meaning to create another seed snail video for you because I have a new material that I've been using for snails that I like that's biodegradable. The worst part of seed snails is using all that plastic and not knowing if it's toxic and things like that. And so I'm going to do an update video about that. And yeah, and also the native plant starts. So I've got things planned and I've got things filmed already. And thank you for helping me get to 2,000 followers. That's a benchmark that we just hit. So I'm excited about that. I can't think of anything else. Thanks for being here with me. Thanks for watching this random long update, but I just wanted you to know what's going on and what I have in the pipeline. And I'll put a link to the wiki below if you want to spy on me while I create more content on the wiki. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.